Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. You already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. You already know we had to bring something special for the people. Right now, I got the undefeated champion, 17-0, no losses, no draws, 12 wins by the way of knockout. This man is the truth and a half. I need everybody to pay the utmost homage for my man Floyd, Kid Austin Shofield. Kid Austin was good.
No much, just healing up and ready to get back in that ring.
Yeah, speaking of that, we could just get straight into it. We do know it was a scare in camp, right? It was something with the ribs. Break down what happened with that situation and how you feeling right now.
I was just in sparring, and then after the bell rung, sparring got a little heated. I guess the guy, felt some type of way or whatever. So as I was walking away, he hit me with an elbow after the round was over. And I didn't realize my rib was fractured till like probably 4 rounds later. And then I had to get surgery for a torsion I had in the lower part of my body. So that pushed me back another like 4 to 6 weeks. So right now I still got like 3 more weeks to recover. So.
Right. That's a fact, man. That's a good look. And that did interfere with the situation with my man Ashton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that because it was a situation with Tyson too, because Tyson had a situation too, that derailed everything.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you didn't have the health scare. Was you and Ashley gonna try to get that done, no matter even if the Tyson fight didn't go down?
Oh yeah, that was gonna be the plan. That's what we were aiming for because they were still telling us July 20th was the date. Jake just didn't have no opponent. So we were still trying to lock. We were still in camp training for that fight, and that happened. And then I guess Bahdi got the call, and they made that fight happen.
Right. Was Bahdi, was he in the realm of possibilities, or he just came out of nowhere?
He just came out of nowhere. I heard of Bahdi on the Boxing Voice because he was talking a little crazy. But besides that, I don't think anyone's ever heard of him until that Ashton fight. And Bahdi, just like you said, just came out of thin air.
Yeah, man. Like I said, that's crazy because I was just paying attention to the whole situation. I'm like, how his name pop out of nowhere? Was you anticipating him to say your name after that fight was over, or was there any rumblings? Did you get any indications? Talk to me. I know something was going down. There was a lot of powerful people in that room. We're gonna get to that room.
I mean, after the fight, I wasn't really like, he gonna call my name out, but everybody else who was there, they were like, nah, he gonna call your name out. He gotta call your name out. That's a money fight right there. I'm still in shock because Ashton is still asleep on the floor. So I'm like, he called my name or not. I'm like, God dang, he's asleep. But when he did call my name, it got crazy loud in there. And now he gotta eat his words. He can't fall through. So if the fight is possibly not to happen, it's not because of us, because we got Oscar pushing it, my dad pushing for it. We want the fight. He said my name, so now he gotta man up and take the fight.
Right. So, what's going on with Ashton? Because did you have him winning that fight? Because he did kind of look decent, against his opponent at the very least prior to that knockout. What were you seeing in that fight, and did you have him winning that fight prior to the bout?
Yeah, I had him winning. I don't think anyone had him losing any rounds. He was winning every round clean, easy. I mean, but like I was telling my dad, I'm like, man, I can't sleep on Body. I think he had a puncher's chance, and he sure did. So I think Ashton learned from it, and hopefully Body, just don't think he can wing that punch, on anyone, and just hopefully they both get better. Hopefully they both get better. His Body was losing easily.
Right. Like like I said, that fight was wild, to say the least. I mean, clearly it's a knockout of the year candidate, so like I said, it was fireworks all over the place. Everybody has something to say. How was you feeling, about that knockout? Because when I was watching it, all I could think of was you. I felt like that should have been you in that seat. And like I said, he better be damn well lucky it wasn't you who delivered
Oh,
that punch.
for
I mean,
real.
because man, I don't know what would have happened. Because the way he was slumped. I mean, it was like he was planking. You know,
See,
uh, so,
I
so I
was
mean,
telling
yeah,
everybody, I was telling everybody that Body, he was slow. He not fast. He don't got nothing crazy about him, no movement, no nothing, no defense. And I was just thinking, I'm a way better pressure fighter. I got way more power. I got way more skill, right? So I was saying like Ashton with that same punch Body landed, Ashton would have got hit with 20 of those in the first round. Like it's just a whole different thing. Like Body, like a lucky punch, well placed punch. What can I say? Um, he said he had a game plan for it. I don't think so, but to each its own. But I'm still in shock. Every time I see it come up on Twitter or something, I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
so you think it was a lucky shot?
Yeah, he was throwing that shot because Ashton was on him. Like Ashton was just, making it look easy. Um, I'm not discrediting the shot. It was a well placed shot, but I felt like he just winged it. He wasn't even looking at him when he threw the punch. So, but like I said, credit to Body, he earned it. I mean, amazing shot, knockout of the year in my opinion. But that ain't gonna fly over here.
Right. Now we was gonna get to that, because he said your name. Obviously I know, but speak to the people. What's the difference that, like I said, he ain't seen an opponent like yourself. You're not gonna make the same mistakes Ashton made. It seemed like he got complacent in there. What's the difference that you bring to the table? That he could possibly be seeing speaking on your name like this.
That I'm not Ashton. I don't come in there to play. I come in there and like I say before every fight and every fighter meeting, I don't get paid for overtime. I ain't in there just Ashton. He was in there playing. Wanting to play with his food. I don't do that. If I could get you out there in 20 seconds, that's what I'm in there to do. I feel like Body. He sees my age, and whatnot, and he on his high horse right now. So I feel like he but who is he? He didn't dedicate his life to boxing. He hasn't been boxing since he was 2 years old. He hasn't had to go through a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't really know him like that, but I know he didn't have to go through nothing crazy with his boxing. So I'm glad he called my name out. Now he's just gonna give me, the bigger platform, because he knocked out Ashton. Now after I knock him out, it's gonna be like, damn, maybe he is the truth. So I appreciate him calling my name out. He's just gonna make me look better. But yeah, at least he has a good record. At least he has a good record. It makes his
What
record
was he?
better
He
now.
got y'all got the same record.
Huh?
What is he? He's 17-0, if I'm not mistaken.
Right? 17-0, like
I know
15
he's
something.
30 years old. You said,
30.
yep, 15 knockouts. Yep, from Canada. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it's a different beast. Like I try to tell the people, some of the critics that come in here and through the comments section, that is levels. Like I said, I felt like you was already on another level than Ashton prior to that fight. You know, um, and they're like, and I was hearing you, your dad, they were trying to put y'all on the same tier, and sometimes that's very troubling in the sport of boxing, because you got to see the track record, like you said, from 2 years old and things like that. A lot of these guys, I'm not sure what they're doing it for, and I don't question, what you're doing it for. So, now what's going on with some of the other fights? Obviously, Keyshawn was real big, in the past. Obviously he's still rumbling. We hearing words from Shakur. We hearing rumblings from everybody. Abdullah Mason. There's a lot of names out there. What's going on with you and Keyshawn? Is that something that is still in the works and being talked about? What's happening with that?
Keyshawn, bro, I feel like he's a good fighter, but he's just a clown, just like personality wise, because that's not how he be going back and forth with my dad. And then like it's like you walk up to Oscar, then after that you don't push for the fight. Now it's getting close to that November mark. We saying, yo, you walked up on our promoter, send a contract, get your people to send a contract. We gonna sign any contract. We don't care about the money. We just want you on our resume, and we don't get nothing. Same thing with Shakur. We don't get no contracts. Cool. Abdullah Mason, they never sent the contract. That's fine. I'm gonna see them anyway. So, what's up, brother? You just pop up on me like that. It scared me almost for a second, brother.
What up, Kid Austin? What's good with you, bro?
No much. How you doing?
Good, man. How you feeling?
I'm great.
This is my man Phonics. He partners with me with the boxing videos. I'm not sure if you remember him. You feel me? But shout out my man Phonics. We got the champ in the building. You see what's going on here, Phonics, man. This legendary shit happening right now. It's Flight Sports. We got the champ Floyd, Kid Austin, Schofield, 17-0, no losses, no draws, 12 wins by the way of knockout. Golden Boy is in the motherfucking building. Phonics, let's talk to the champ for a second, man. What's good?
Yo, champ, I was listening to you on another platform, man, and I just gotta respect you for being mad humble. You were talking about Shakur Stevenson and how he came at the fans and how the fans, how they basically pay his bills. And another fighter who's fighting this weekend, Clarissa Shields, she kind of had his back, like he was doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like how do you see like fighters or athletes in general who get mad when they get criticized by us, the fans?
See, I can't answer for them, but I'll answer for myself. I just find it, as a fighter, like a little weird because it's like at the end of the day, the fans, they pay their hard-earned money to come see a great show. All they want to see is you try your best. I mean, that's it. And then I don't blame the fans, for being unpleased. They supposed to complain. I mean, they supposed to, demand what they want because they put money into your pocket. So I just feel like that mentality just comes from because they know they didn't do what they were supposed to. So they feel like they got a rebuttal back. But at the end of the day, the fans don't want to hear that. They just want to see fight. Like, that's it.
Facts. Hey, I had caught Freeway Rick Ross on an interview, man, about a month ago, and he said how he founded you, but you don't holler at him no more. How you feel about that, man?
Freeway, if you're watching, he always Freeway like my grandfather, one, but like two, he got my dad. He be speaking to my dad most of the time. He don't even get my number from my dad, so I don't want to hear that.
Okay.
Shout out Kid Austin. Shout out Freeway Rick Ross. You know how the media play things. Freeway been supporting every fight. They don't document that. So I want to point that out. Shout out FS Promotions, doing major things right now in the boxing circle. Kid Austin, man, back to some major fights on the table. Where do you see yourself, in the realm? Obviously, in the division, you got Tank, you got Zepeda, you got Shakur. Where do you see yourself in that spectrum?
I don't see them giving me Zepeda, at least not for a couple months, a lot of months at least. Only because I feel like they think that could be a mega fight. But I would be glad if they offered to fight. I mean, I've been calling Zepeda out for like 2 months now, 3 months. My main goal is Tank because that's the the boogeyman, and that's the the one everyone says no one wants to fight him. So I would love to step up to the plate. I don't see Shakur fighting anyone anytime soon. That's just my personal opinion. I can't, that's just my opinion, so people don't get mad at me. But yeah, I think like after I get rid of Body, you know, I feel like they'll give me like, I don't know, hopefully another upcoming prospect, not H20 no more, of course, but another prospect or a former champion. Um, Tevin Farmer had a good performance. I mean, I wouldn't mind finding that Raymond guy who just fought Tevin Farmer. There's a lot of names out there, Oh, Ryo, he's fighting at 40 now. So, but
Right. So do you feel like what's a fight that you think that could put you in that title shot? Obviously, it seemed like they trying to play the weight game. Along with that, you got champions running, ducking, and hiding. Trying to put other people in front of them. In place of you. But it ain't gonna be a matter of time before your record and everything that you're doing is right in their face. And that's something that your dad been speaking about for years. And as I'm just watching everything is just coming to pass. You're 17-0 right now. You calling out Shakur. He's throwing out Abdullah. He got this contract for this. He didn't talk to this one. But at some point in time, they have to face you. It's just irrelevant. You understand?
yeah, I'm young. I'm just being patient. God's gonna give me those opportunities because He knows I stay dedicated and I'm just focused. So the chances are gonna come, and I feel like when those chances come, I'm gonna not look past my opponents, but go in there and do what I'm supposed to do.
What's the next fight? What can the people expect to see you back in the square circle?
Hopefully I get a tune-up in September, but realistically, I don't need no tune-up because Bahdi will be my tune-up. But hopefully I can get a tune-up in September. But I'm ready to go now. If they call me for a fight in like 6 weeks, I'll be in the gym right now. But my dad and my strength coach, they had a meeting today. They still want me to rest because my surgery stuff can go wrong if I get back too soon. And I went to the doctor yesterday. They even told me like I should take like 2 to 3 more weeks off. So I'm gonna listen to them. Not gonna be hard headed. But I'm still shadowboxing in my room, so I don't think stuff's sweet. I promise you.
Does Oscar want the tune up, or is that something coming from you and your dad?
Oscar, he was watching my live and everything. He DM'd me right after the fight. He said we getting Bahdi next. He called his promoter and everything. So I feel like Oscar's pushing for that Bahdi fight. If the tune-up presents itself, we'll take it, but we don't necessarily need it. We've been doing this a while, so we don't need no tune-up.
Right.
They could also, I watched that fight with Ashton and Bahdi, man, and he caught him out of nowhere. Like, he really caught him slipping. He really caught him slipping. Can you tell the audience as a fighter yourself, how do you avoid something like that? Like he was winning. I listened to you. He was winning. Ashton was winning the fight, and it just changed just like that. Like as a fighter, how do you avoid that?
See, me personally, I think everything happens for a reason. Ashton, I think if you watch those little like things they were documenting about leading up to the fight, the Jake Paul Uncut series and whatnot, you can tell that he was just like, I'm going in there because it's my tune-up, getting ready for Floyd. Like he didn't get that energy like, I could die in that ring or like I gotta hurt this dude. He was just like, I'm gonna walk past him, walk all over him. And I feel like the universe had to show him like, it's not like that. It's stuff can happen, and it did. And hopefully Ashton can recover from that because on that big of a stage, on that platform, you might not never be the same. That young and you already a meme, that's crazy. I feel bad for him personally. But he could do it. I feel like Ashton, could do it, come back.
What's the pathway for a comeback for something like this? I mean, how many years he need to take off? I mean, what's going on mentally?
I would retire. I ain't gonna lie. I would retire. For me in this sport, getting knocked out like that. But just stay focused. Go in that ring knowing you could die in that ring, and that this guy could land a punch at any second. You could be out. It's just all about your mindset. Like you can't just be in there playing. Like when I'm not in there playing. Like I'm telling you, those shots, that shot that Bahdi landed, realistically, it was a good shot. But come on now, like we see fighters get hit with those type of shots all day and don't go nowhere. Like Golovkin, Canelo, the fighters back in the day was getting hit with heavier shots than that for 15 rounds straight. So I just feel like it was a matter of preparation, and it could have been the weight cut. Maybe his brain, he didn't have a lot of fluid in his brain. It could have been a multitude of things. He wasn't taking it serious. His neck worked out serious. His jaw worked out serious. But who knows? Only God knows. And hopefully he can just, get on that path of just being focused and not underestimating your opponent. That's the biggest thing. Because I was underestimating Bahdi in that fight. I was like, man, what? Him winning? But I told my dad he'll knock Ashton out if Ashton played, though. And he did. I was saying that for like a month.
That's a fact. Yeah, your pops had said that he should take 6 months off to a year. I agree with that. I mean, Errol Spence did. Errol Spence got beat down. He took like a year off.
And it's like it's not like it's Ashton lost before. Like if it's his third loss or fourth loss, this is first loss and the worst way you can lose. Like he was on the borderline of death. Like it don't get no worse than that. So I feel like just mentally, like he gonna need therapy. I don't know if the boy depressed. I would have been depressed. That was in front of millions of people worldwide, 17,000 people there. And especially, it's not like it was a fight you were supposed to get knocked out in. You were supposed to win. They was like putting you against a guy to set you up with another top prospect. And it's just like blew the plan. So I just feel like 6 months to a year, that would be a great time to just, chill, be with your family, and just get back to that drawing board, get some therapy.
Right. I want to get into a boxing and entertainment question. They're coming out with. I see you play a lot of games. I see you heavy on the PS5. They're about to come out with a new boxing game. I'm hearing numerous boxes, undisputed. You know where I'm going with this. I'm seeing boxes getting picked up. Have they reached out to you?
The crazy part. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this, but I'm pretty sure it's not bad. So. In the contract, me fighting Ashton, the winner was gonna get put in the game, and then the loser was gonna get put in the game 6 months after. So it looked like neither one of us getting in the game right now because he got slept, so we can't fight for that. But it would be good to be in the game, but I don't see myself playing it. I seen the gameplay, and I just feel like they just need a little more. It ain't like how Fight Night was. Fight Night was like smooth and whatnot. This one looked a little stiff. Like the camera angles, but who knows? I might try it out and like it. But for now, I'm on my NCAA and Madden about to come out and Call of Duty, GTA 6 coming out next year. I will not be fighting that whole year.
You ain't messing with the Mortal Kombat?
Man, if you don't get that old man stuff out of here, I'm playing. If it was a series before I was born, I'm not playing.
Oh man! You got to look into it.
Mortal Kombat.
Nah, we got to get into it, but I want to get back to Undisputed for a second because, like I said, obviously the mechanics might be whatever. This is like its first time and forever, similar to how the NCAA, like almost damn near decades since we've seen this. I just see like all of the youth of the kids. Obviously, you got all these sports, basketball, football, soccer. I just felt like this game could elevate the sport of boxing and take it to another level. Bring Kid Austin to houses, that would never have been seen. Kid Austin, you understand? That's how I see it. I hope that something could happen because I did hear Devin Haney, come out and say the reason why he ain't going in because he wasn't on the cover. Did you hear something like that?
That's whack, bro. You ain't on the cover.
He said he was the first undisputed. He was the youngest undisputed champion. This, that, and the third.
He should have been on the cover. He should have knew better than saying that. They should put Ryan on the cover then.
Right. Yeah. That's correct. Speaking of Ryan, another Golden Boy mate. What's your thoughts on the whole situation that's going on? I don't know if you could speak on it. What could you say about that?
I just say we don't know what Ryan going through. Ryan, claimed he's seen stuff, and the stuff he was saying, if he really seen it, I mean, who are we to tell him that he didn't see it? A lot of people have come out and said they seen it, and that could drive a person crazy. So we all know he need help. He came out saying he has a drug addiction, drinking. And I feel like people, instead of encouraging him to get help, they're, egging on him, being negative on Twitter. They're, feeding into it to make it where he wants to continue doing it instead of, telling him he needs to get help and whatnot. So people can't blame Ryan for that, stuff he's doing because, they're not, encouraging him to go get help or go to rehab. He said he was going to go to rehab, but he still hasn't. But Ryan, he's young with a lot of money. I mean, young people make mistakes. Ryan just probably in that stage where he making mistakes, and that's just him. People are different. I mean, all it is a learning lesson for me. Stay inside, stay out of trouble, stay away from the drugs and drinking. And I just feel like Ryan should be an example for all the young fighters what not to do. But blessings to Ryan. Hopefully he can, get better. I think he can, and if he can, I feel like he could be great in the sport too.
Right. I want to ask a question about you and Shakur for a second, because I feel like in your fights, you don't even really be trying to be. You're an exciting fighter that I feel like a lot of people don't get a chance to really pay attention to. I don't think you get the attention that you deserve. And then you knocking guys out, and you're not even trying to be. It's just like your style. I look at a guy like Shakur. He just got just ragged by everybody in the media, for basically putting everybody to sleep. His fights are not exciting. What do you think about that situation? Because I feel like he losing money. People don't even want to see the potential fight with Tank. It's almost like he lost the fight the way the people are moving. What do you think about that situation with the way people are perceiving him and snoozing on his fights compared to yours? That is very exciting, fast paced, and Lord knows what's gonna happen.
I mean, everyone's different. I mean, Shakur, they act like he hasn't been fighting that way since he became a pro. He had the same style since his game. Just he was fighting a little more easier guy, so he was getting the knockouts, in those earlier fights. Now he's fighting a high level competition where he can't necessarily get the knockout. But he's been fighting the same way since he came to the sport. But I feel like now people complain because they see Tank knocking people out. They starting to see, some exciting fighters are starting to come back. And I feel like people just, they don't want to see that. I mean, they there to see entertainment. They there to see blood, fighting. And Shakur's not that. He's a defensive fighter. I mean, everybody has their own styles. I mean, you look at Bud compared to Shakur. Bud is a boxer puncher. Shakur is an outboxer. It's two different styles. I feel like people try to, mix them up just because they hang out together, but that's not the case. But like I said, I can't say what the fans want, because if they want to see more punches, you got to get fans what they want.
Yeah, because like
everybody can't be against you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was saying, the difference between a boxing fan, like the person that's really into boxing, I can watch 12 rounds and it get pointed out. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be a knockout. But people that just tuning in, that's what they want to see. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where it gets mixed up at. The real boxing fan, you can do 10 rounds. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I watch the defense. I watch the offense. I watch y'all slug it out. But people's mind is trained to, I just want to see a knockout, like you said, because of Tank. But that's not always the case, and they have to realize that too.
Yeah, everyone's different. Like, some people like being rugged and rough. I like being rugged and rough. I mean, some other fighters, they like looking pretty and just in there, to just style on somebody. Every fighter is different, but at the end of the day, you still got to get fans what they came to see. I think you muted, bro. I can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
My
we can
bad.
now.
Oh, yeah, I was. I want to talk about sparring for a second. You hear about all these infamous sparring sessions, about the top guys going at it. Clearly, some of these guys are running, from you. What's your thoughts on you, your team, on possibly getting in there sparring a guy like a Keyshawn, going in there sparring a Abdullah Mason, sparring Tank? What are you open to something like that? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I always said, some fighters, they don't necessarily deep down really want to fight. And, if that's the case, I would have no problem, working with some of these guys, because then it just showed me like it's gonna show me like that they really ain't ready for the level. One when they get up there, but you know, say if Shakur or Keyshawn was like hit me up like this fight ain't gonna happen anytime soon. Let's get some work in. Why not get work with the best in the division, around your weight, and then on top of that, you can get a taste for it. Like if y'all meet each other at a different weight class, you already you know had to share the ring with them. But if the fight's not gonna get made, I see no problem. Like getting the best sparring. I mean,
Right. So what's going on with FS Promotions? Merchandise. What's cooking right now? What you got going on?
I ain't gonna lie, brother. That's a question for my pops. I don't handle none of that. I just train and sleep.
Right. Speaking of that, because like I said, social media, everybody's just be like kind of tripping. I see from afar, they know that your dad runs social media accounts and things like that. What's your thoughts on all of the chirping that goes on? Because I hear Carmel Moulton going, in there, he's like, "What's going on, OG?" This, that, and the third. When you just sit back and watch it all, what's your thoughts on the interactions that's happening?
I just be laughing because I'm like, really, bro? Like it's just weird to me. Like how could you criticize a fighter that don't go online, that don't talk trash on Twitter, that just stay in the gym, stay focused, and give the fights that y'all want to see? But then y'all complain when I don't be on Twitter. Because if I was on Twitter all the time or on my phone or on Instagram, they'd be like, man, he on Twitter too much. You need to get in the gym. You need to be focused. But the fact I'm not, they try to go after my dad because my dad want to handle it so I can be focused. I just feel like that's weird to me. Like I don't like being on Instagram and stuff. It's too distracting. I mean, y'all know, you would sit there. I mean, when I had a phone, like I sit there, I'd be scrolling on Instagram for nothing. Like I'm looking at real, nothing to do with nothing. I'm looking up how to, fix a toilet or something. I'm like, this must be interesting. Let me just keep scrolling. Like you don't gain nothing from it. You'll look up. You've been on your phone for like an hour. You ain't.
That's a fact.
You ain't do nothing to help. Nothing with your career. Nothing. You just sitting there and just doing nothing. Like I play the game a lot because I've been playing the game since I was like 13. So like when I'm not training or nothing, it helps me, balance out everything. I don't gotta do nothing. But when it comes to Twitter and all that other stuff, who wants to just read negative comments all day, make you move mad? Like then, when somebody asks you a question, you got an attitude, it's because you've seen a bunch of negative comments. Like I'm not for that. So anybody who think that it's weird that my dad running my account, y'all weird and y'all need to get off your phone, go touch some grass.
Right. So, obviously, you're not training right now. When are you gonna get back in camp? And like I said, your diet and let everybody know what's going on with that.
I think I'll be back in camp probably like 2 weeks the most because I still got the stitches and I've been walking around, so the stitches are kind of like they're not coming undone, but like I don't want to risk it because it looks like it's coming undone. So like I'm gonna just sit down for like 2 weeks and take it easy, so I don't gotta get set back another 4 weeks. Because the surgery I got was pretty serious. Like so, like I ain't trying to do nothing crazy or even risk getting in the gym and then goddamn it messes up the whole program. So like my dad and my coach said, 2-3 weeks at the most, I should be good.
Yeah.
I know my rib is good by now, though. My rib been held up. I feel much better.
Right. So, what was the process on that? What did they say? 6 weeks, 3 months? Talk to me.
For what, the surgery?
No, like the recovery.
Oh, for the recovery, the rib was about 4 to 6 weeks because it was just a misplaced fracture. So it was just basically like it was just a little off. But basically, like if I would have did some strenuous activity or if I was sparred, it could have made it worse and like just completely came out of place. And then the surgery, like I said, I had a torsion in my testicles, so like that like just messed up the whole thing. They couldn't untwist it with their hands, so they had to get in there and do the surgery on it. And that right there, like if you like make a wrong move, the stitching can come undone inside, and like you might have to get your testes removed. And I can't live like that, brother. Can't have like this and no nothing underneath that looks weird.
Well, that's crazy, man. Well, I'm happy that you was able to go move forward with that, man. That's a crazy situation, but but all jokes aside, man. This is boxing. You can't play boxing. You understand? And that all this shit come with it. You know,
Yep.
that's one thing I'm learning from you, man. It comes with it, and it seems like you've been looking at it dead in the face, and you still trying to move forward and become undisputed and get to your ultimate goals.
Good.
You know, we'll let everybody know something that possibly they might not know about you. Some of your new supporters. Talk to the people.
Um, for the new people, I'm Floyd. If you don't know by now, Kid Austin. I'm a fighter. I love fighting. I plan on being undisputed in 3 weight classes. That's my goal. Back to back. Um, and yeah, I just really love fighting. I'd probably be a street fighter if I wasn't, boxing. I just love fighting. Just the rush I get when I fight. Like I'll be walking around the house. Like sometimes I just punch the wall just for no reason. Like, well, because I've been in the house too. Like I just walk around, punch the wall, and I gotta remember like I need my hands. I can't just be punching the wall. So I don't know what it is. I think because my dad being it so young. Because when I was a kid, I ain't gonna lie, it got to the point where I was basically like, my dad, you need to give me a break, bro. Like I'm working like a slave out here. But then I think it got to the point where as I got older, I just really started to enjoy not putting my hands on people because I don't like fighting. Let me get this right. Like I don't like starting stuff and I don't like fighting, just to be fighting. But when it comes to like fighting in my profession and as a sport, I just love putting my hands on people. That sounded the exact same.
Now they got you. They got you.
Hey,
Yo, you like doing your job. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
yeah, it's just my job. But like I said, I just like be punching stuff. Like
Uh,
see, I just like punching stuff.
So as a boxer, can I always want to know this? You're not supposed to like get into it with no regular person, right? Your hands is licensed. Let me know what that whole situation is like.
You can lose your whole license because basically your hands is registered as weapons. Um, but like I don't even get it. I don't even start problems. Like, and I feel like nobody's gonna come up with me and start problems because we don't do nothing. I mean,
Right.
we keep everything civil and we just focus on our sport and focus on our family and get money. So I just feel like if someone wanted to come up and start stuff, they just being a jerk because I love having fun. So
Right.
like you come up to me as a fan, ask for a picture, I'll give you a picture. We joke around. I ain't got no problem spending time, talking to you for a bit. But I don't think nobody would do that because we nice people.
No, yeah, you definitely are definitely welcoming. But like I said, we ain't gonna hold the champ up too long.
Yeah,
Because right
like,
now,
I was in there, cooking my food, and I'm like, my dad called. He's like, you got an interview. I'm like, well, who? He's like, with Flight. I do a Flight. I ain't seen Flight in a long time, so you
yeah.
do it.
Right. Because I was trying to catch the Ashton fight, but then things took a turn, and then you got the injury. So I'm sitting back watching, and like I said, I see you cooking up, and I'm gonna continue to watch. I can't wait for the next fight. We're ready to break news. As soon as FS Promotions yourself, we're gonna be watching your social medias heavy. You all over. You on Facebook, you on every social media site, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all over. So make sure y'all get up on Kid Austin, so you stay up to date on what's happening. So we appreciate you, champ. We're gonna keep
No doubt,
rocking with
champ.
you.
Thank you.
Like I said, feel free. Anything that pop out, anything I could do at my level to help out, let me know.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you,
No
champ, man.
doubt, kid.
Take it easy.
Be safe, brother.
You too, man.
All right.
All right, man.
Sports. Man, you see what's going on. We had the champ in the building. We got Phonics in here, man. We're gonna continue to, bring great boxing talk to the table, man. Working with Phonics, man, is definitely electric. Speaking on boxing, sometimes, like I said, he's very knowledgeable. At times I follow his lead, and then he motivates me to get in the lab and educate myself on this fighter, that fighter, this one and that one. You know, so it's always good to come together, you know, and build that, you know, with boxing. You know, shout out to everybody that pulled up today. You know, you got a lot of news on Kid Austin. You know, he had a lot of injury. He had the injury, and he broke news on that. He broke the status. He's got a lot of people chirping on him, you know, wanting to fight this one, that one. And you got a lot of answers today. Hopefully we get that Lucas Bahdi fight, because I think that's going to be a major fight that puts him in the realm that people going to have to pay the utmost homage. You know, Phonics, what was your thoughts on the interview? Let everybody know what's going on with Kid Austin. Right? Talk to us.
Hey man, Kid Austin's a very smart young man. You know what I'm saying? He's very mature, man, and he's gonna be on his way, man. He will be a champion in 3 weight classes, man, because of his work ethic, man. Yo, when you can hear a young person say that they can put their phone down because they know that it's a distraction. He's ahead of the curve, man. So yeah, he's definitely a great fighter, man, and he's on his way, man. You know what I'm saying? And congratulations to that young brother, man.
Right. So
Definitely a fan.
You know, the 135 division is loaded. You know, it's getting crazy in there. You know, so I can't wait to see, you know, some of the people that Kid Austin eventually fights before he eventually moves up. You know, but I think he's gonna be running around in 135 for a little second. So anybody that's there, you better. There's gonna be homage to be paid. You know, but we ain't gonna hold the people too long, man. Listen, we got a lot of surprises, you know, in store for the people. We're gonna be picking up, you know, with a lot of content. We will be going live, you know, so make sure y'all stay tuned. We're gonna pick up the live streams. We got a busy year coming up here at Flight Sports TV. If you know, you know. So make sure you guys buckle up here, you know, because we're gonna be delivering the content to the people. It's Flight Sports. This was definitely breaking news on Kid Austin. We're gonna bring more Kid Austin news to you as it arrives. So make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports. Make sure you're gonna catch Phonics on a lot more content as well. Appreciate you, Phonics, man. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.